Hello, Heartland fans! Today we're diving deep into the much-anticipated Season 18 premiere and unraveling the mystery behind Ty Borden's return. We'll also explore the emotional reactions from Amy, Lindy, Lou, Jack, Tim, and Georgie. The episode begins with a breathtaking aerial shot of Heartland Ranch, bathed in the warm glow of the morning sun. The familiar landscape, with its vast fields and iconic barn, instantly transports viewers back to the heart of the series. As the camera zooms in, we find Amy Fleming, played by Amber Marshall, tending to the horses. Her face reflects a quiet contemplation, a mix of peace and a hint of lingering sadness. The calm of the ranch starkly contrasts with the emotional turmoil she feels after a long year without Ty. Amy's morning routine is filled with small but poignant moments that reveal her inner world. As she feeds the horses, she pauses to gently stroke one, a gesture that seems to ground her amidst her swirling thoughts. The camera lingers on her thoughtful expression, capturing the weight of her memories. It's clear that she is still grappling with the loss of Ty, even as she tries to move forward. This scene sets a poignant emotional tone for the episode, highlighting the enduring impact of Ty's absence on Amy's life. As the morning unfolds, Amy returns to the cozy warmth of the ranch house, where her daughter, Lindy, is waiting. The kitchen is alive with the comforting aroma of breakfast, a scene of calm domesticity. With bright eyes and a curious spirit, Lindy engages in cheerful conversation with her mother. There's a strong bond between them, a blend of love, understanding, and a shared sense of loss. Their talk begins with lighthearted banter about Lindy's day at school and her growing love for horses. But as they sit down to eat, Lindy innocently asks about her father, a question that suddenly shifts the mood and hangs heavily in the air. For a brief moment, Amy's smile falters, but she quickly recovers, answering with a blend of honesty and gentleness. She explains that Ty had to go away for a while, choosing her words carefully to avoid overwhelming Lindy with too much detail. Her voice carries a quiet sadness, revealing that she's still navigating her own emotions. Lindy's eyes widen with innocent curiosity as she asks, "Will Dad ever come back?" Amy's eyes soften as she gazes at her daughter, her love for Lindy clear in every glance. She gently reassures her that Ty loves them both very much, even if he can't be there with them right now. This moment beautifully captures the bond between mother and daughter, highlighting Amy's struggle to protect Lindy while remaining truthful. It's a testament to the strength of their relationship and the love that holds them together, even amid uncertainty. The calm of their day is suddenly disrupted when a mysterious figure appears on the ranch. The camera captures the moment with a sense of foreboding, using wide shots to emphasize the vastness of the landscape and the figure's solitary presence. As the stranger draws closer, the tension builds, leaving viewers on edge, eager to know who it could be. While outside tending to the horses, Amy notices the figure in the distance. Her brow furrows in confusion, mixed with a touch of anxiety. The camera zooms in on her face, revealing a range of emotions: hope, disbelief, and fear. She takes an instinctive step forward, drawn by an invisible force. As the silhouette becomes clearer, Amy's breath catches in her throat, sensing who it might be. The tension reaches its peak as the figure steps into the light, revealing Ty Borden, portrayed by Graham Wardle. The background music swells, amplifying the emotional intensity of the moment. Ty stands still, looking at Amy with a mix of apprehension and hope. For a heartbeat, time seems to stand still as their eyes meet. Amy's face becomes a whirlwind of emotions: shock, joy, confusion, and a deep, aching love. Tears glisten in her eyes as she slowly walks toward him, her movements hesitant, as if she's afraid this moment might vanish like a dream. Ty appears equally overwhelmed, his eyes shimmering with unshed tears as they finally stand face to face. The air between them is thick with unspoken words and bottled-up emotions. The scene is executed with exquisite skill. The cinematography and music merge seamlessly to craft a powerful emotional experience. Close-up shots of their faces allow the audience to truly feel the depth of their emotions, making this reunion feel raw and real. As the reality of Ty's return sinks in, Amy reaches out, her hand trembling as she touches his face, almost as if she needs to confirm he is truly there. The touch is electric, a moment of undeniable connection. Her voice is thick with emotion as she softly breathes his name. Ty pulls her into a tight embrace, his own feelings bursting free. The weight of the years apart seems to lift as they hold each other, their tears flowing freely. Through his tear-choked voice, Ty begins to explain his absence. He reveals he had been placed in witness protection after testifying against a dangerous criminal. The government had hidden him away to protect both him and his family, and only recently had it become safe for him to return. As Ty speaks, Amy listens intently, her expression a mix of relief and sorrow. She understands why he had to be away, but the tears flow as she processes the lost time. Inside the house, Lindy watches from the window, her small face pressed against the glass. When she sees her mother embracing a stranger, her brow furrows in confusion. Curiosity gets the better of her, and she rushes outside. As she approaches, she slows, unsure of what's unfolding. Ty turns and for the first time, locks eyes with his daughter. A warm smile spreads across his face and his expression softens. Still hesitant, Lindy glances up at Amy, who gives her a gentle, reassuring nod. Ty crouches down to her level. "Hi, Lindy," he murmurs softly. There's a moment of silence as Lindy studies him, her young mind trying to make sense of this new reality. Then, as if sensing the truth, she suddenly throws herself into his arms, burying her face in his shoulder. Tears of joy stream down Ty's face as he hugs her tightly, overwhelmed by the moment. This tender reunion beautifully underscores the bond that remains unbroken, even after years of separation. It hints at the deep connection between father and daughter that can survive anything. To fully grasp the significance of Ty's return in season 18, we need to revisit the journey that led to his departure. When Ty left Heartland in season 14, it was a heartbreaking moment for fans. Graham Wardle, the actor who played Ty, chose to leave the show to explore new opportunities, which resulted in one of the series' most emotional storylines. Ty's sudden death from a blood clot left Amy and the audience shattered. We witnessed Amy navigate her grief, raising their daughter Lindy on her own while managing the day-to-day responsibilities of Heartland Ranch. For many fans, Ty's absence created a void that seemed impossible to fill. His character had been a cornerstone of the show from the very beginning, and his relationship with Amy was one of the most beloved elements of Heartland. As the seasons passed, we witnessed Amy's journey of healing, marked by her incredible strength and resilience in navigating life without Ty. These developments only intensified the anticipation for season 18. Could Ty really come back? In the season 18 premiere, the answer we've been waiting for is finally revealed. Ty's return is nothing short of dramatic and deeply emotional. The episode begins with a series of flashbacks that remind us of the profound bond between Ty and Amy, interwoven with present-day scenes that evoke a powerful sense of nostalgia. The twist explaining Ty's absence is revealed early. He has been working undercover on a high-stakes mission to dismantle a dangerous wildlife trafficking ring. This covert operation required Ty to remain hidden, leaving his loved ones completely in the dark. When Ty finally returns to Heartland Ranch, the reunion is both emotional and intense. Amy's reaction to seeing him alive is one of shock, disbelief, and overwhelming relief. For a moment, she is frozen, struggling to grasp the reality of the situation. As the shock subsides, her emotions become more complicated. There's relief, but also anger and confusion. Amy's vulnerability is on full display as she confronts Ty about his decision to stay away without telling her. Their conversation is raw and honest, filled with the pain and love of two people who have been through so much. One of the most touching moments of the episode comes when Lindy meets her father, Ty, for the first time. For years, Lindy had known Ty only through the stories her family shared. To her, he was like a legend, someone she could imagine, but had never truly known. The stories painted him as a hero in her young mind, a man who loved deeply, fought fiercely, and was always there for his loved ones. But hearing stories and seeing pictures is entirely different from meeting the person behind them. Lindy's reaction to meeting Ty is beautifully portrayed, layered with curiosity, caution, and a touch of fear. She's heard so much about him, but now, standing before her, is a man who feels both familiar and like a stranger. She understands that this is her father, but the emotional connection between them is yet to be fully realized. The show carefully takes its time with this moment, allowing Lindy to process the enormity of what is happening at her own pace, capturing the delicate dance of emotions between a father and daughter meeting for the first time. Ty's approach to this moment is what makes it truly special. He understands that meeting him for the first time is a huge step for Lindy, and rather than rushing in to embrace her or overwhelming her with emotion, he steps back. His patience is palpable, almost hesitant, as if he's afraid to intrude on her emotional space. This gentle restraint is key to how the scene unfolds because it allows Lindy the freedom to process her feelings without any pressure. Ty doesn't bombard Lindy with questions or force her to immediately recognize him as her father. Instead, he simply allows her to observe him. He offers a gentle smile, filled with love but also acknowledging the uncertainty of the moment. It's a small gesture, yet it carries the weight of his understanding that this meeting is as much about Lindy finding her own way to him as it is about him reconnecting with her. In her innocence, Lindy mirrors Ty's cautiousness. She isn't frightened, but she's uncertain. She studies him carefully, trying to reconcile the man before her with the stories she's heard. There's a flicker of recognition in her eyes as she notices his gentle demeanor and the kindness in his expression. As the moment unfolds, there is a silent exchange of glances between Ty and Lindy. It's almost as if they are communicating without words, each trying to understand the emotions of the other. Ty's eyes are filled with love and hope, but they also reflect an awareness of the distance between them. He knows it will take time for Lindy to fully accept him as her father, but he is prepared to wait as long as it takes. Lindy's response to Ty's patience makes this scene so moving. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, she begins to relax. Gradually, she takes small steps toward him, her curiosity slowly outweighing her caution. She starts asking him simple questions, cautiously exploring the new reality of their relationship. Ty responds with gentle honesty, never pushing her to feel more than she is ready for. He allows her to lead the conversation, letting her set the pace for how their bond will grow. In this delicate dance of discovery, Ty's patience and Lindy's openness come together, creating a powerful and touching moment that resonates deeply with both characters and viewers alike. What makes this scene even more special is the quiet presence of the family, watching from a distance. Amy, Jack, and the others are there, but they don't intervene. They understand that this is a deeply personal moment between Lindy and Ty, a moment they've all longed for, but one that truly belongs to these two alone. The camera briefly shifts to Amy, revealing a blend of hope, love, and nervousness on her face. She's been waiting for this as eagerly as Ty has, yet she knows it needs to unfold in its own time. The show masterfully uses silence to convey the emotion of this scene. There's no need for dramatic dialogue or action. Instead, the feelings are communicated through small, meaningful gestures. The way Ty's gaze softens when Lindy looks at him, the way Lindy's little hands fidget as she musters up the courage to ask another question, and the hesitant but hopeful smiles they exchange. All these details speak louder than words. Gradually, Lindy's caution begins to fade, and her curiosity blossoms into a desire to connect. She takes a tentative step closer to Ty, who immediately lowers himself to her level so they are eye to eye. It's a symbolic act that shows Ty's willingness to meet Lindy where she is, both physically and emotionally. He isn't towering over her or asserting himself as her father. Instead, he's meeting her halfway, respecting her pace and her space. When Lindy finally reaches out and touches Ty's hand, the emotional weight of the scene comes to a peak. It's a small gesture, yet filled with significance. It's her way of saying, "I'm ready to get to know you." And for Ty, it's the affirmation he has been waiting for, proof that she is willing to take that first step toward him, no matter how small. The scene concludes with a quiet, powerful moment of connection. Ty doesn't overwhelm Lindy with affection. He simply holds her hand and smiles gently, letting her know that he's there, that he has always been there, and that he always will be. It's a silent promise of love and patience, a vow that their bond will only grow stronger with time. This delicate, touching moment captures the essence of what Heartland does best, conveying deep emotion through genuine, understated moments. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic speeches. It's about the small, meaningful steps we take to connect with those we love. Lindy and Ty's reunion perfectly illustrates how love, patience, and understanding can bridge even the longest gaps of time and distance. This moment also highlights Ty's growth as a character. His patience and gentle approach to reconnecting with Lindy reveal just how much he has matured since we first met him. He's no longer the same man he was in earlier seasons. This maturity is evident in how he handles this deeply emotional situation. Rather than forcing a connection, Ty allows it to unfold naturally, trusting that their bond will grow stronger with time and love. Lindy's cautious yet curious reaction to meeting Ty mirrors the audience's feelings about his return. For viewers, Ty's absence created a void similar to the one Lindy has felt in her young life. Seeing him back on the show, interacting with his family, brings a sense of closure and healing, not just for the characters, but for the fans as well. The reunion between Ty and Lindy is more than just a touching father-daughter moment. It's a reminder of the power of love, patience, and the ties that bind us even when we're apart. It's a scene that resonates on multiple levels, offering viewers a chance to reflect on the importance of family connections and the quiet strength required to rebuild relationships after long periods of separation. Jack Bartlett, the heart and soul of Heartland Ranch, has always been a father figure to Ty. His reaction to Ty's return is one of the episode's most poignant moments. Jack's embrace of Ty, welcoming him back into the family, underscores a deep bond that has been tested but never broken. Meanwhile, Lou's initial shock gives way to concern for how Ty's return will impact Amy and Lindy. As the episode unfolds, Lou's protective instincts evolve into acceptance, recognizing that Ty's return presents an opportunity for healing and reconciliation. Georgie's reaction to Ty's return is a burst of pure joy, excitement, and overwhelming relief. Ty has always held a special place in her heart, not just as family, but as a mentor, guide, and role model. From the moment Georgie joined the Heartland family, Ty was one of the first to truly understand her struggles, ambitions, and fears. To her, he wasn't just a brother-in-law. He was someone who believed in her even when she doubted herself. When Georgie hears that Ty has returned, her emotions hit her like a tidal wave. His absence had left a noticeable gap in her life, a missing piece that made her feel unsteady, especially during times when she needed that reassuring presence to remind her she was on the right path. Ty's return fills that void, restoring the stability she had been craving. The moment Georgie sees Ty again, everything seems to fall back into place. Without hesitation, she runs toward him with a beaming smile, arms wide open, eager to embrace him. Her reaction is full of excitement, but beneath it all, there's a deeper layer of emotion. This is a moment she has longed for, and now that it's finally happening, she can't contain the wave of happiness that washes over her. For Georgie, this reunion is more than just a happy occasion. It's a return to a sense of security she's been missing. She pulls back slightly, gazing up at Ty with wide, shining eyes. It's clear she is filled with admiration and relief. Her smile remains steadfast, and there's a glimmer of hope in her expression. Hope that, with Ty back, things will start to feel right again. Ty responds with a warm, reassuring smile, clearly moved by Georgie's joy. He understands the profound impact his presence has had on her over the years, and seeing her so happy brings him a deep sense of comfort and pride. He gently places a hand on her shoulder, grounding her in the moment. This simple gesture speaks volumes, reflecting their unspoken bond of trust, support, and mutual respect. For Georgie, Ty's return means more than just the return of a family member. It signifies the return of a mentor, someone who has always guided her through life's challenges and helped her find her way. Ty was the one who encouraged her to chase her dreams, no matter how daunting they seemed. Whether it was her passion for show jumping or navigating her personal path, Tai was always there, pushing her to reach her full potential. During his absence, Georgie did her best to apply the lessons Tai had taught her, but there were moments when she faltered and longed for his guidance. Now, with Tai standing before her, those moments of doubt and uncertainty begin to dissipate. She feels a renewed sense of stability and purpose, as if the ground beneath her feet has solidified once more. As the scene unfolds, there's a poignant exchange between Tai and Georgie that transcends words. Their silent communication, marked by their looks and the calming effect of Tai's presence, renews Georgie's sense of direction. With Tai back in her life, she feels the reassurance she's been missing, the stability that will help her continue moving forward. Share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe our channel. Press the bell icon for more stories. Thanks.